Hi, and welcome back to Football Made Simple.
Benfica has a history of producing or buying players who they sell on for big fees, like Oblak, Edison, Felix, Diaz and Cancelo, and the latest in line may well be Darwin Nunez. Nunez actually has the record for the most expensive signing for a Portuguese club, and that, combined with him finishing as the top scorer in the Portuguese league in 21-22, means he's likely to be expensive. Various clubs have already tried to sign him, and he's most strongly been linked with Liverpool. But what exactly makes Nunez special tactically, and why does everybody want to sign him? In this video we take a look. And to keep up with transfer rumours for your club, check out OneFootball for free through the link in the description below. OneFootball allows you to follow a specific player or club and gives you updates for how likely a signing is to happen, helping you to separate real transfer activity from fruitless transfer gossip. On top of that, you get news, team and player stats, as well as anything else your football heart desires. So check it out for free through the link in the description below, and it helps support the channel. In 2020-2021, Nunez functioned exclusively as a centre forward in all 29 of his appearances, but still showed that he's flexible enough to play with a striking partner. In 21-22, he has showed off more of his versatility, still primarily operating as a centre forward, but also as a secondary forward, as well as starting on the left of a 4-3-3 and impressing in all three positions. In open play from deeper regions, Darwin Nunez is not a prototypical modern centre forward who's comfortable dropping into the midfield to pick up the ball and advance the play, as technically speaking he does have a fairly limited skill set, with his 3.5 missed controls per game being more than 84% of forwards. So, as he often doesn't provide a passing option in deeper regions, he rarely receives progressive passes, in the bottom 35 percentile for a forward, and has limited involvement on the ball, with his 32 touches per game being in the bottom 28% for forwards. But he can relieve pressure put on his team by being a target. This is mainly by pinning centre-backs deeper and looking to receive the ball to feet. Nunez is 6'2", so an aerial pass is not out of the question. However, if the opponent is pressing high and leaves space in behind, Nunez comes alive. He's an incredibly direct player with bags of pace, so he can easily turn his defender and make the run in behind, looking to get on the end of any balls in behind. And higher up the pitch, when he remains central, his physicality still allows him to pin defenders deep, so he can act as a focal point to bounce passes off of. In addition, by pinning defenders deep, he is creating more space for his teammates to operate in zone 14. But whether he's starting out as a centre forward or exclusively wide, Nunez often ends up drifting to the left hand side. Here he can combine with his teammates out wide, but again he's a very direct player. He's extremely physical, and fullbacks tend to be more slight than centre backs, so Nunez fancies his chances running at a fullback and will take them on. This could be dribbling infield to have a shot, which he often does, or attacking the byline and looking to flash across the 6-yard box or cutting it back. As a result, his 3 attempted dribbles per game are more than 84% of forwards, and his progressive carries are more than 91% of forwards. Moving wide means that his 2.5 crosses are more than 95% of forwards, and he does have decent assist numbers despite a low expected assists. It should also be noted when he's cutting in, it leads to some poor shot decisions, with many coming from too far out or from poor angles. The main attraction to Nunez is his finishing. And there, it's been a tale of 2 seasons. In the season just gone, he managed an incredible 26 goals in 24 league starts. Compare this to 6 in the prior season, where he exclusively played as a forward. In 2021, Nunez underperformed his XG slightly, but in 21-22, he has gone the opposite way, massively overperforming his expected goals according to Infogol. This potentially means he was performing at an unsustainable level, although having more expected goals shows his promise, so that is something that needs to be monitored. But in the box, he's generally a threat. At 6'2", he's not massive, but still provides an aerial threat. This is particularly evident when he starts left and arrives at the back post, as again, he's up against fullbacks who are less aerially dominant than centre-backs. His explosive speed, ability to avoid contact with defenders, and awareness of players around him also means he has great movement in the box to get on the end of passes and crosses. Nunez is most strongly linked with Liverpool, so how would he fit in? Well, he fits into the high-octane front line that Klopp likes, as he will always be a willing runner in behind when starting on the left or central. In addition, when he is central, pinning centre-backs into deeper regions, he'll create more space here that Diaz in particular drifting off the left would like. In addition, the quantity and quality of crosses that Klopp's Liverpool attempt is well documented, and Nunez is a genuine additional aerial threat, especially now that Mane is likely to leave. So, he could be particularly effective when Nunez is at the back post on the left and Trent is looking to whip in crosses from the right hand side. He also keeps the fluidity that Klopp likes in his front three, as he is happy drifting wide. But one potential problem with Mane leaving is that Diaz is likely to start left. Nunez likes to move left, and where Mane off the left would have been comfortable then moving to centre forward, it remains to be seen how happy Diaz is doing this. This may be more effective if Firmino were to start as a centre forward and Nunez off the left, as he could then look to attack the space vacated by Firmino when he dropped deep. But the form of Diaz makes Firmino unlikely to start regularly, but a manager as good as Klopp will have a solution. Diaz will also most often be coming up against deep blocks, so with less technical ability than Liverpool's recent centre forwards like Mane and Firmino, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Nunez will likely be a success. His injury record for the most part is pretty good, but it'll be interesting to see how he fits in tactically. The only potential drawbacks are his technical ability and the fact that he's only shown elite numbers in one season, and in that season he was massively overperforming his expected goals. At potentially £85 million, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But let me know what you think of Nunez and his price tag, and where you think he'll fit in. Drop it down in the comments.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you might enjoy the content available on my Patreon. Not only does Patreon help to support the continued production of content, as I am a one-man team, but it also gives you early access to videos that will come on the channel. You'll also get exclusive videos, get to vote on polls, and so much more. And it's cheaper than ever, no longer having a tier system, so everyone on the Patreon gets access to all the content. So head over to patreon.com/footballmadesimple to check it out.
And a special thanks to my patrons including Andrei Wojcik and Alexander Vrabi.
But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.